call the meeting to order. This is Monday, November the 6th, 2006. The invocation this evening will be provided by Pastor Chris Coppola of the First Presbyterian Church of Homestead, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, the Police Explorers, and Vice Mayor Lawson. Would you all please stand?
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for gathering us together here this evening for the purpose of serving the city of Homestead, which we know is your city, Father. And we pray for the men and women that you have risen up in leadership over this city, that you would guide them and be a spirit of wisdom in this room that would bring forth integrity and honesty among one another. Father, we know as we serve the city of Homestead, we're serving your city that you have entrusted to these leaders and to all of us. And this city is a beautiful city that you have given us, and a growing city. It's so multicultural and diverse, and with this growth and diversity, there is a need for change and unity, and we know change is difficult for many of us. So we pray that the decisions made here would be in service, the best service for the people of the city of Homestead, and that it would give honor to you. We pray also for the men and women in our armed services who are risking their life to defend our country. We thank you for them, and we ask for our prayers to be with them, Father. We pray also for the police force, for the paramedics, the firefighters who every day are putting their life on the line to serve the people of this city. We thank you for this evening. We pray that there would be a spirit of wisdom that would pervade throughout the room, and that this evening would honor you. In Christ's name, amen.
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 Please join with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you, Father Coppola, and thank you, Vice Mayor Lawson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Warren.
Here.
Vice Mayor Losner.
Here.
Councilwoman Bell. Here. Councilwoman Garner. Here. Councilman Hodge.
Here.
Councilman Porter.
Here.
Councilwoman Waldman.
Here.
Additions, deletions, or deferrals, Mr. Manager?
Good.
Any additions? None? Good. Special presentation, Seminole Theater Restoration Project Award presentation to Miami-Dade Commissioner Katie Sorensen, Councilwoman Waldman.
Mr. Mayor and members of the council and Councilwoman Waldman, it's really a pleasure to be here tonight because I not only have good news, I have good money. So
bring up the board.
Okay.
The board for the Seminole Theater.
Yes, if
the board of the Seminole Theater, would you come forward?
Okay.
This is a biggie.
Well, thank you. And it wasn't too long ago when I met with Councilman Waldman and Frank and Bronwyn to discuss the future of the Seminole Theater. And it's been, I think, a dream for a long time for many of us that not only the theater gets restored, but it's such a jewel in the heart of Homestead's Main Street. So to have that come back is really something that's long overdue. And so I promised that I would come up with I don't even want to say the number, $2 million. I don't have that tonight, but I do have a healthy down payment of $500,000. More to come. Isn't that awesome? Who said it was awesome? Oh, you said it was awesome. That was great. I can tell you that in June of 2005, when our illustrious mayor dropped the bombshell on me at the luncheon at the State of the City address and said, and Mrs. Waldman, you will be in charge of raising the money to rebuild Seminole Theater, I almost lost my lunch. I mean, I was like, oh my goodness, you know, what a task, because you've been working on it for so long, so very, very long. But you know, with blessings from above, I know that's how it happened. We are on our way, and I was just panic-stricken. So I called my friend Katie, and I said, what can we do? What can you do to help? And she didn't miss a beat, like she always does. She's right there. She goes, well, let's talk about it. Frank and I met with Katie and Brown, and we just poured our hearts out and had her tied into a booth in a restaurant so we wouldn't let her go. And she came through, and $2 million is a lot of money, and this is the first endorsement, the $500,000 with our help from CRA and the money that the city has pledged. I think we're well on our way. We're very shy now of making our budget. So they have the whips and chains on me every night. You know, get to work. But I want to take this opportunity, and Katie, I hope you'll join me in this effort. I really, Mayor, with your permission, I want to spearhead a committee because the federal government and the state, they have taken away so many of our monies that were earmarked for cultural affairs, for quality of life, with my trailway. I know I'm fighting with that. So I want to spearhead a committee of citizens to write letters to your delegates in Washington and in Tallahassee. And I'd like to ask Frank May to head up that committee with me. Sure. And Mayor, with your permission, I want to make this, tomorrow's election day, so be careful when you push those little numbers, because those buttons will indicate whether or not those people are going to come back and help us. So you be sure to vote, and vote your conscience, and do some research before you push those buttons. But I want to make sure that our voice is heard, and Katie, with your help, I know we can do that. And Frank, would you like to, as President, would you like to say a few words?
I have some prepared remarks, yes. Good evening, my name is Frank May. I'm president of the Seminole Theater Group. The City of Homestead and the Seminole Theater Group are indeed fortunate that County Commissioner Katie Sorensen has assisted us in an effort to improve the quality of life of our residents and visitors. Commissioner Sorensen has tirelessly worked to secure $500,000 from Miami-Dade County to assist us in the renovation of the Seminole Theater. With respect to improvement of the quality of life and culture, I consider the Seminole Theater renovation to be one of the most important projects in South Miami-Dade County, and certainly the most important in Homestead. Commissioner Sorensen immediately recognized that importance and very quickly marshaled the necessary resources and commitments to fund this project. This funding will be utilized to complete the northern expansion and to initiate completion of the main stage theater. Katie, you have once again demonstrated your vision and your effort for the benefit of the people of Homestead and South Miami-Dade County. We deeply appreciate your support and your generosity. I thank you for your effort on behalf of the theater's board of directors. I also want to thank Mayor Roscoe Warren, Councilman Judy Waldman, the Homestead City Council, and Assistant City Manager Rick Stotts for their continuous support of the theater project. Thank you.
Katie has something for us, but I have something for Katie. And this is a beautiful plaque that we had made, and it says, presented to Commissioner Katie Sorensen in appreciation of your commitment and support to the Homestead community, your tireless efforts on behalf of the Seminole Theater Restoration Project, November 2006, Mayor and Council, City of Homestead. So Katie, it's my honor to present you with this plaque. Picture right here in front. I probably would be the best place to get it, I guess.
Yeah.
Come forward.
Quite welcome.
On the other side.
Thank you, Councilwoman Waldman. Any day you come in with $500,000, we'll put you in the beginning of the agenda every time. And thank you, Katie, for your support. We love you and continue to do the good work. Item 5B is an award presentation to the 482nd Fighter Wing Commander, Colonel Randy Falcon. Councilman Porter.
Mayor, could you join me? Sure. One of the things that we're really blessed to have in our community is the Air Force Reserve Unit, and since Colonel Falcon has come on board, we've seen a tremendous increase in the exposure, the positive exposure, and the growth of the facility. And I'd like for the Colonel to just give us a little bit of a brief dissertation of what the award you just got for your unit, if you don't mind.
Sure. Oops, excuse me. The award is by an organization called the Air Force Association. It is the organization that is recognized by the Air Force that represents the Air Force as a whole, that brings awareness and supports the Air Force and all the members of the Air Force. So we competed against all the other reserve units, which were 37 other Air Force reserve units out there, and were chosen to be the 2006 Outstanding Reserve Unit for 2006. So all my folks, they're the ones that do all the work. I just get the glory and get to be able to stand up in front of you for this, but and then receive that award in D.C. But the folks really went out there and really worked hard. And if you don't mind, Councilman Porter, let me announce something else that I just found out this past week. Now, this past week, our folks have been working extremely hard. We had an inspection team come in, and they inspect us for compliance, and we did very well with our inspection award, or our inspection that we just had. But during that time, we also found out that we were competing in your base, Homestead Air Reserve Base, that you have in your community here, was the nominee for all the Air Force Reserve units again, and we're going to go up to what they call the SYNC Award for installations, which is the Commander-in-Chief's Award. So we were selected as the unit to go up and compete against all active duty bases that there are in the United States. So we were selected as So all our folks that live out there in the community with you, they are using your tax dollars. Now, we could use $500,000 ourselves, but they are certainly, your tax dollars are being well spent, and you should be very proud of your neighbors that are out there that work for us at Homestead Air Reserve Base. Thank you, Councilman Porter.
We have a nice plaque, but what I would like to say in addition to, we have the Military Affairs Committee, it's a committee, it's a division of the chamber that works very, very diligently to support the reserves and the active duty that we have, mostly reserve here. The current chairman is Jim Pierce, immediate past chair is Ken Berger. I know Councilwoman Garner, Councilwoman Bell, and myself are also on the committee. But we just wanted to, our plaque is not going to compete with the one you got from Washington, but we wanted to show our appreciation, and the only way we could do that is bring you up here and put you in front of our community and tell our community what you do for us, and just give you a little plaque. And I'm going to ask the mayor to please present this plaque to you.
Great.
Thank you. Mr. Porter, thank you very much. Colonel Falcon, on behalf of the mayor and council and the people of the city of Homestead, we'd like to present to you in recognition of your 2006 Outstanding Reserve Unit Award and in appreciation of your dedicated service, untiring patriotism, and accomplishments while serving at the Homestead Air Force Reserve Base. November 2006 Mayor and Council, City of Homestead. Thank you, sir. Job well done.
Get the camera right there. Good job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Porter. Item 5C is the Safety Award winners for the month of September, October, November. Councilwoman Wallman.
A workout. All right. Okay. The Safety Award Program. As you all know, we do this every single month. The winners of these awards must be a full-time employee of the City of Homestead, must be free of accidents and injuries for the preceding 6 consecutive months, must not have received workman's compensation benefits for the preceding 6 consecutive months. And the recognition includes a certificate, a paid day off, that's always the most important thing I always say, a safety badge, and their names are posted for recognition in the lobby of City Hall on a $25 check from our city attorneys. And because we had a few people that were out throughout the last couple of months, we combined 3 months in one. Thank you, Marcy, for helping me tonight. Excuse me. In September, we have Frank Chavez with General Services and Customer Service. Come on up, Frank. I'm going to go ahead and call everyone's name. For October, we have Lazaro Muro with Public Works and Services Streets Division. There he is. For the month of October, Charles Youngkin, Electric Utilities, Power Plant. For the month of November, we have Angel Miranda, Public Works and Services, Street Division. We have Derek Gibson, Electric Utilities, Power Plant. And last, we have Johnny Calloway, Public Works and Services, Solid Waste. I just want to say, these are Homestead's finest employees, and we should be so proud because they're dedicated. And I want to say, I think this is the first time I've had all 3 in November. I mean, all 3 in 1 month here, so I want to thank you. And would any of you like to say something? I know you always have something to say. You sure? Please.
Yeah, I appreciate the award, the second one for the year, so I'll try to be as safe as I can for everybody and make the city look good, and myself. I thank you all very much. God bless you.
Okay, you want to take a picture with me, guys? I kind of like this, all these good-looking guys up here. All right, let me get in the middle now. Here's the middle. Sort of. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. I really mean a lot. You're my cab wearing guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Wallman. Next is the Mayor's Youth Council Certificate of Membership, Councilwoman Garner and Councilman Hodge, Carrie Wilson, Furman Guerra, and Maria Velasquez.
Sorry. Thank you, Mayor. I'm pleased to introduce 3 new members tonight. We have Furman Guerra. He's a 12th grade at Homestead Senior High, and he's joining because he knows we're very active. Actually, he was recruited by our mayor, Vanessa, who's sitting over there in the audience. He knows we're active in the community and wants to serve and have a voice in the decisions that affect it. So, welcome, Furman.
Thank you.
We have Carrie Wilson, a 12th grader at Homestead Senior High, and she also wants to become more involved and familiar with Homestead's political affairs. So we're going to throw her right into that. And we also have Mara Velasquez. She's a 12th grader at Homestead Senior High, and obviously Homestead Senior High is very well represented on our MYC. She wants to address areas that she thinks are in need of help in her community and neighborhood, so we look forward to her recommendations.
Thank you, Councilwoman Garner and Councilman Hodge. Do I have my 2 favorite judges in the audience, Judge Patricia Marina Pedreza and Judge Don Kahn? Are they here yet? Cohen?
Con. They're coming.
They're coming.
It's
Okay.
Cone, I should have said.
Cone.
It's Cone. They're coming.
Okay. We'll move on. Representative Ron Saunders, District 120 candidate.
He's wearing a big bumper sticker.
Mayor Council, I'm Ron Saunders, candidate for District 120. I apologize for my casual attire, but since it's more election day, I need all 3%.
I can start all over again, okay. Gotta get free time now. I'm Ron Saunders, candidate for House District 120, and I do apologize for my casual attire, but I promise that if I'm elected, I'll come back more appropriately dressed as a state legislator. House District 120 goes from Key West to Kendall, but it does include parts of Homestead. In fact, I'm happy to say that 3 councilmen and the mayor live in the district, and I'm happy to have your support, and I appreciate that. For 8 years, I did represent District 120, but for the last 8 years, we've had Ken Sorensen, who I think has done a good job for the area, but he is term limited, and so he's out. Term limits is important to know, though, because of term limits with 8-year limits, if I'm elected with my previous 8 years, I'll be the most senior member of the House. In addition, I already look it, but I'll actually be the most senior member. But in addition to that, I'll be the only former appropriations chairman. When I was there, I served as the head of the committee that is in charge of the state budget. And the reason that's important is it's very competitive in Tallahassee for state funds. And I know Homestead has a lot of needs, for example, in education, healthcare, transportation, also various projects like the restoration of the Seminole Theater, which I'm familiar with. So I think that having someone in Tallahassee with experience will be very helpful. And I certainly look forward to working with Homestead and with the council because we did it before. I was your representative after Hurricane Andrew. When we set up the Hurricane Andrew Trust Fund, I think was very crucial in the rebuilding effort here. Luckily, we haven't had that kind of experience lately, but I do think it showed how important it is to have state legislators understand the budget process. So I want to remind everybody in the audience that tomorrow is Election Day, and go out and vote, and hopefully you'll vote for Ron Saunders for state representative. Thank you.
Thank you. And let me deviate for one moment and recognize the new principal of Homestead Middle and ask would he come forward and just introduce himself.
Greetings, Mr. Mayor, council members, and guests. My name is Martin Reed, and I am the proud new principal of Homestead Middle School. I come to you from Broward County. I recently purchased a home in this area, so I'm also a resident of this community. Well, I was a principal in Broward County for 4 years. I just wanted to come and formally introduce myself to the community, to the council, as well as share with you a couple of events that we have coming up. The first one being on November 14th, we will be sponsoring Real Men Read, and it's a program to get influential men in the community to come out to our school and read with all kids and encourage all kids to read, as well as share with them what they do for a living, as well as career advisement. The next program that we're having, that will be this Thursday at 7 p.m. in our cafeteria, is Pizza with the Principal, sponsored by Papa John's Pizza on Homestead Boulevard. I know, looks like I've already had enough pizza, right? But at any rate, it'll give the parents an opportunity to meet me and sit down with me and share our vision together for the building of our school. Thank you very much and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Main Street update, Ms. Yvonne Knowles.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Knowles. Hi, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Steve Shiver. I'm the president of the Main Street organization, have been for a couple years now, and I wanted to take the opportunity to go over a few things with you that we're very proud of in the Homestead Main Street program. Yvonne has often been humble in explaining what she does, but as the person that she chases and makes sure we get things done right, I can tell you that she does a very diligent job in making sure Main Street actually works. I want to, Mr. Mayor, if I may just briefly, Main Street is a program that was created in 1977 by the National Historic Trust for Preservation. As main streets across America became a victim of larger retail shopping centers and things away from the urban centers, Main Street, traditional Main Street America, started to close shop. There was a lot of blighted areas that was a result of that. You'll see many boarded up properties for many years. Main streets went through a complete change, basically a downgrade to what we have grown accustomed to in this country. Main Street organization, the approach, it advocates a return to the community, a self-reliance, and it really emphasizes the downtown traditional assets, which is personal service, a local ownership, a unique architecture, and a sense of the community. When I was county manager, how often do I recall speaking to elected officials around the county that were so desirous and envious, if you will, of a main street, of a sense of community, a place or an area within their community that they can really call downtown. Now, I'm not talking about downtown Miami. I'm talking about the quaint downtowns that you see in historic America. And we're really proud to be able to have folks that are part of the Main Street organization working to make that happen. Also, Councilman Waldman, your work with Mrs. Rudder. Ms. Rudder, are you still here? Yes, Rowan Rudder. And Frank May. Frank, you still here as well? We look so forward to getting the Seminole Theater on track, and that's one pivotal piece of a puzzle for downtown that I really want to commend the mayor and council for sticking to your guns in investing in that facility. There has been much said about, well, we can use the money somewhere else. We can do something somewhere else. Well, of course you can. There's an argument and an advocate for every program out there. But again, the revitalization of downtown and Main Street is an important part of your community, and the council and the mayor, you should be commended for sticking to your guns. And also commend the great work that you're doing at Seminole Theater. There are four approaches taken traditionally in the Main Street organization, Main Street program. One is organization, One is promotion, economic restructuring, and design. Sid Dixon. Sid is here? Yes, Sid is here. He's the design chair. And let me tell you just a little bit about what design has been doing. The facade improvement program, working with grants to ensure that the downtown architecture maintains its continuity and actually gives it a facelift to improve as we compete with other areas of retail establishments. Landscaping, the design committee worked with local students under the direction of Elizabeth Mosinski to take on the project of cleaning the Paradise Alley. I hope the board, one day will approve a designation for teenagers in that area so that they can call it their own. When I think I made the motion to name Losner Park after the Losner family here in the middle of Homestead, and seeing how that park has really taken root, I hope that you continue to improve it. There's a lot that needs to be done there, but I think having some place for the kids to go and having some place for teenagers to hang out, if you will. We had all kind of places before, but we sometimes put them to the side and forget about those folks, and we can't do that. So the street cleaning, we under how can I forget Miss Dougherty? Where's she at? Is she here? No. She worked with the downtown district to survey the alleys. There are many parking areas that have been neglected over time. The alleyways have been neglected, and you see now the facade, the improvements that's been going on there. Colin Tyler. Colin's our promotion chair, and boy, have we been busy. I have seen more events in downtown, more people visiting downtown, and of course we still get, downtown businesses are closed after 5 when they get here, and we're trying to work on that. But we do get a lot of activity in downtown, and just to mention a few of the programs, everything from the antique car shows, Little Miss Cowgirl, Little Miss Cowpoke, Jazz Under the Stars, Rock 101 concert, Sally in the Alley, the Pert Marble Fest and Bike Ride, Rock concert, United States Air Force Reserve Band, Blue Notes, Men of Iron, Boats of Wood, the Salute to Pan Am. It just goes on and on and on and on. And folks, those are bringing people from outside this community to look into Homestead's Main Street and to be part of that. And you should be proud of that as well. The organization, Wanda Brown. Oh, good Wanda. She has really done a great job in helping us maintain our membership and actually grow it. Yes. She's done a great job in helping us grow the organization through Main Street business card exchanges and just getting out there and letting the people and the consumer know that we are there for them and we're fulfilling the duties of Main Street. Now, economic revitalization. Everybody was there, so we couldn't name anybody chair of that one, and we didn't have a chair, so Yvonne, our executive director, who already has a full plate, actually took on the economic revitalization program and had an organization begun, the Downtown Business Owners, and meets regularly to talk about different issues like parking, the busway, buildings that are shuttered, and working with code enforcement to do that, attending workshops through the Main Street program to better learn and understand how to develop through economic revitalization. And Yvonne has been a very, very strong advocate for downtown for many years, and as we suckered her into being the interim director after Pat McLeod left because the salary was too low, I am very proud to say that she has agreed to stay as the executive director for Main Street. She also serves as a member of the Art South Board, the Seminole Theater Board, Homestead Center for the Arts, the Park to Park Greenway Project, Chamber of Commerce member, TIVA as well. So we've got our plates full. I'm going to let her talk about one really nice event that's coming up at the end of this week, and I hope you all are there. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to be around afterward for questions. Thank you, Bob.
I'll make this very quick. November 11th is Speed Fest. You may have seen the posters around here. This is right after the Veterans Day Parade here in Homestead. It's occurring out at the sports complex. Begins at 2 o'clock, ends at 10 o'clock. And the big draw is Trick Pony. This is their final performance before they disband. The lead singer is going solo, so this is a very, very big thing. Who love country western music, and Trick Pony is one of the best. So please come out to the sports complex on Veterans Day, November 11th. Have a great day. We've got a lot of support. This will benefit the Baptist Hospital and also the Main Street program. So please come out, and you can buy your tickets at the gate. You don't have to go on the web only. Thank you very much.
Well, Ms. Knowles, while you're here, I just wanted to add to some of the comments that were made earlier. You know, the council, I think really one of the deciding factors in the siting of our proposed new city hall in the downtown area is this council, I think, was steadfast despite some opinion to the contrary, that the placement of City Hall downtown is going to be the linchpin of a continued viability of a downtown. And, you know, as you travel throughout more rural areas, and certainly we're unique and distinct in South Florida, but they still enjoy their downtowns and have active and vibrant downtowns, and their government buildings are the anchors, if you will, of those downtowns. And certainly, you know, this council has expressed its commitment to the long-term viability and redevelopment of downtown.
Yes, Councilman Lausner, we worked very hard together with, I remember we came to you and with our petition of 238 signatures of downtown business people and owners, property owners, and really fought hard to get that relocated into the downtown district. We really appreciate the support of the council for that decision, because I know there was a lot of various locations being discussed, and when it came down to downtown, there was a lot of relieved sighs that occurred in the downtown district. One thing I forgot to mention, I did not mention, I got all the praise, but you can't do anything without a good leader, and I missed Steve has underwritten the Speed Fest. We got a grant. I wrote a grant for that, got $25,000 from the county, and we don't get that till we spend the money. So Mr. Shiver was kind enough to put up his building as collateral against that. So we are very grateful for any support and every support, but you can't get anywhere without strong leadership, and that's what takes every program to the next level. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you just come up just for a second? Because while we have this big audience and we have the television cameras on, I know I'm getting calls for tickets for Speed Fest. Yes, we've been working on this for weeks and months. And Comcast is, you should start, if you have Comcast, you should start seeing a commercial about the Speed Fest. But the question was, what time are the performers going on? I know Confederate Railroad.
Yeah, Confederate Railroad will lead it off. Then we have Fat Eddie and the Fender Benders, which is the Miami-Dade County Firefighters Band, coming on after that. And then Trick Pony comes on at 8 o'clock.
At 8. And what about Jason Thomas?
There's a little discussion. He had a conflict in his schedule, so we haven't got a final confirmation that he's coming. So we are expanding Confederate Railroad, which is a very, very big act. They're going to play a larger portion of the event. So will Fat Eddie, and then Trick Pony is the final 8 o'clock performance.
So we have music then continuously.
Yes, music.
3 o'clock on. So
plus an amazing assortment of vendors will be extraordinary things coming to be seen. Some wonderful representation from Speedway, the NASCAR display, the tire changing display that they do at the races. A lot of participation by the Speedway at this event. So you'll also, the biggest thing for many people who haven't been able to get a ticket to NASCAR, we have been given 2 tickets by Speedway for the races to be raffled off at the concert. So we look forward to somebody winning that opportunity.
And the tickets are $20 and $50 for VIP tickets.
Right.
And that's where you can sit down near the stage. So come out and enjoy the day. I just wanted to take that opportunity to...
Thank you.
If I might, I know we have some of the most interested audience here, and we announced it at our last meeting, but that on December 12th, we anticipate having a public workshop on the layout, the placement, and the look of the proposed new City Hall, and that will be here on Tuesday, December 12th, as it's been tentatively set.
Will that be publicly announced?
Yes, it will be properly noticed, and I think we talked about it our last whole meeting, and I want to let the Main Street group and the Seminole Theater group, who have been some of our most ardent supporters in the placement of that new facility, that this will be the first of a number of opportunities to have input on the look and the feel and the ambiance of the building, if you will.
Yeah.
Yvonne, if you could, introduce some of the members of the board of directors.
Thank you so much, Councilman Lausner. I'd like to present to you my board, and starting left to right, Wanda Brown, Organization Chair, Joanna Stotts, Sid Dixon, Bronwyn Rudder, and I believe that's it from the, sorry? Oh, Colin, I beg your pardon. Oh, I'm so sorry. Colin, yeah. And if you're a Main Street member, please stand up, because we have a lot of members here too. Thank you very much. Thank you. Robert Barnes, our guru in architecture, and I must say Chris Coppola has become our unofficial spiritual guide, because he walked into my office about 4 months ago and said he was moving into Homestead and was looking for property, and it was just a miracle, no pun intended, Chris, that we were able to put you together with the First Presbyterian Church, and it worked out so beautifully, because we are a much richer community because of you. So thank you for coming to Homestead.
Mr. Mayor, if I may take the liberty while I have a microphone, this Friday at the Homestead Motorsports, Homestead Miami Speedway, I'll get it right, the Homestead Hospital Pineapple Gala is taking place. It's a wonderful event. My wife Sierra and I have the privilege of chairing this event this year, and we look forward to carrying on the way that Janet and Jerry Case made this event a world-class event here in Homestead. And if you would like tickets, please, it is 786-243-8531, and there will be tickets at the door. So we would like you all to join us. It's a great event. There'll be Richard Petty rides and a host of auction items throughout the evening, and we look forward to having you there and celebrating and raising money for Homestead Hospital. Thank you.
And let me just thank all of the owners of Main Street and the members of the board and Yvonne and just the whole team. You guys have been waiting a long time for change and opportunity, and as the Vice Mayor said, I think the new City Hall is on track. It's coming. And I think with that, the work that you all are doing down there and the patience that you've had over the years, I think we soon will see some major activities down there. And one that I'm really looking forward to is the expansion of Losner Park. We're putting a tremendous amount of effort in that project, and I really think it's going to set the tone for other good things to happen along with the new City Hall. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. We're a team. We're going to make it happen. Thank you all so very much. Now, my two favorite judges just walk in. Would you come forward and say a few words? Judge Coyne and Judge Pat Marino Pedraza.
Yeah, but our sign colors
newly elected.
You can give that to Mr. Shiver. He's buying tickets for the Pineapple Gala, so we're doing a transaction here. So. Oh, terrific. So you can...
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor and members of Council. It's so nice to be back down here in Homestead. We just want to say thank you very much for all of your support, and I'm proud to announce that I have been assigned to the South Dade Courthouse, so I should be seeing all of you. Thank you very much. I've been for lunch. I've been assigned, just until Homestead gets their own courthouse, of course. I have been assigned to the Civil Division, and I look forward to serving the community. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Don Cohn, and I thought I'd get a negative response when I tell you that I've been assigned to the North Dade Courthouse. But maybe my response will not be negative. But even though I've been assigned there, we just wanted to come down here and express our appreciation for your support, for your confidence in us, and we want you to know that our commitment to follow the law and to be fair will always be there. And we really appreciate your support. Homestead is like another home for us. Thank you all very, very much.
All right, the consent agenda is a motion for approval.
Motion.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, second by Councilman Hodge. Any question on the consent agenda? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Mr. Weiss?
Mr. Mayor, Please be advised that the following items on the agenda are quasi-judicial in nature. If you wish to comment on any of these items, please indicate the item number you'd like to address when the announcement regarding the quasi-judicial item is made. An opportunity for persons to speak on each item will be made available after the applicant and staff have made their presentations on each item. Swearing in all testimony, including public testimony and evidence, will be made under oath or affirmation. Additionally, each person who gives testimony may be subject to cross-examination. If you do not wish either to be cross-examined or sworn, your testimony will be given its due weight. The general public will not be permitted to cross-examine witnesses, but the public may request the counsel to ask questions of staff or witnesses on their behalf. The full agenda packet on each item is hereby entered into the record. Persons representing organizations must first present evidence of their authority to speak for the organization. Further details of the quasi-judicial procedures may be obtained from the clerk. In accordance with Code Section 2-591, any lobbyist must register before addressing the council on any of the following items. At this time, council members must disclose any ex parte communications concerning any items on the agenda. At this time, the clerk will swear in any persons who wish to testify on any quasi-judicial item.
Please stand and raise your right hand. I state your name. Hereby swear or affirm that the information I present shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
Item A is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting a waiver of plat to Campbell East 3 for the division of property totaling approximately 19.38 acres into 5 separate parcels located on the northeast corner of Southwest 312th Street, Campbell Drive, and Southwest 137th Avenue, as legally described in Exhibit A, and providing for an effective date.
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Bell, second by Councilman Hodge. Any initial comments from council? If not, I'll open public hearing. Any comments from the audience? Any comments from the audience? This is a public hearing. Any comments? If not, I'll close the public hearing. Any final comments from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Losner?
Yes.
Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item B is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting final plat approval for Grove at Waterstone, located at the northwest corner of theoretical Southwest 304th Street and Southwest 137th Avenue, as legally described in Exhibit A, an approximately 7-acre site consisting of 40 single-family units and providing for an effective date.
Is there a motion for approval?
Motion.
Moved by Councilman Hodge, second by Councilwoman Bell. Any initial comments from council? Any initial comments? If not, I will open the public hearing. Any comments from the audience? Any comments from the audience? If not, I'll close the public hearing. Any final comments from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Losner?
Yes.
Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item C is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting final plat approval for Villa Portofino East, located southeast of the Homestead extension of the Florida Turnpike, east of Southwest 152nd Avenue, Kingman Road, and north of Southwest 312th Street, Campbell Drive, as legally described in Exhibit A, an approximately 30.83-acre site consisting of 189 townhouse units and providing for an effective date.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move the recommendation.
Moved by Councilman Porter. Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Second by Councilman Hodge. Any questions from council? Any initial comments from council? If not, I'll open the public hearing. Any comments from the audience? Any comments from the audience? If not, I'll close the public hearing. Any final comments from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Losner?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item D is the second reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting the request of Jeanette S. Clark for a rezoning from R1 One-Family District to B1A Professional Business Restricted District for property located at 59 Northeast 15th Street, as legally described in Exhibit A, and providing for an effective date. This is second reading.
I'll move it, Mayor.
Moved by Councilwoman Bell. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Porter. Any question on this item? Any comments from council? If not, I'll open the public hearing. Any comments from the audience? Any comments from the audience on this issue? If not, I'll close the public hearing. Any final comments from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Losner? Oh, I'm sorry. Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
That concludes your quasi-judicial agenda. Moving on to your legislative matters. Item 8A1 is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving a request to vacate a portion of Southwest 172nd Avenue, McMinn Road, from Southwest 336th Street to the Homestead extension of the Florida Turnpike, and reserving to the city all rights over any needed public utility easements as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
Move the resolution.
Moved by Councilman Porter, second by Councilman Hodge. Any questions from council? If not, I'll open the public hearing. Any comments from the audience on this resolution? Any comments from the audience? If not, I'll close the public hearing. Any final comments from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Losner?
Yes.
Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving membership in Sister Cities International, Inc., authorizing and recognizing petite, Mayor, help me here with this word.
Guave.
In the country of Haiti is a sister city providing for implementation, providing for an effective date.
Let me just comment on this very briefly to the council. Mayor Wallace and I entertained about a year ago several mayors from Haiti, and they came in to talk to us about providing assistance in any way we can, surplus property, whatever we can do to help the people in Haiti. And I know Mayor Wallace joined them as a sister city a year ago, and I'm just bringing this forward to say that if we have any surplus property, anything that after we exhausted trying to get rid of it, or just a matter of communication with the sister city and doing whatever we can to continue to promote democracy in Haiti, I think it's very appropriate. I just ask for your support on this resolution.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Absolutely.
Properly moved by Ms. Garner, second by Mr. Hodge. Any questions on the resolution? Any comments from the audience on this resolution? If not, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Losner?
Yes.
Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
The next item on your agenda is B1. It's an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending Chapter 1.5, Adequate Public Facilities of the Code of Ordinances by amending Sections 1.5-1 through 1.5-7, including adding a proportionate fair share mitigation program, the option for mitigating the traffic impacts on development in the city, by deleting Section 1.5-9 effective date, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, providing for conflicts, and providing for an effective date. This is first reading.
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilwoman Bell. Second by Councilman Hodge. Any initial comments from council? I think this was brought forward by Councilwoman Garner's committee, right?
This actually didn't come through my committee, but
You support it?
yes.
Okay, good. Any comments from the audience? Any comments from the audience on this first reading?
Mr. Mayor, we do have a couple of changes that we are planning to bring to the CAL meeting next week. We sent this to the developers last week, and we are waiting for some comments. We've been receiving some comments. We would like to put all of them together and bring it before you on the next CAL meeting, which is next week.
Good. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Losner?
Yes.
Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
The Your last and final item is item B2. It's an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the Southwest Neighborhood Redevelopment Master Plan by modifying the standards and requirements for fencing and landscaping within the regulations and criteria established for each building type within the Southwest Neighborhood Redevelopment Master Plan and providing for an effective date. This is first reading.
Move first reading, Mayor. Move first reading by Councilman Porter, second by Councilman Hodge. Any questions on first reading? Any comments at this time?
I have a question, only one question. I see that the fact that chain link fences were prohibited is now they're being allowed?
Yes, ma'am. We ran across several situations where a nice-looking chain link fence was probably more appropriate. We also had several comments from the police department about the disallowance of chain link fences in certain places created a less secure situation than allowing a chain link fence, particularly around some multifamily units, and that the police preferred to have more visual access to the backyards and side yards that a wooden or solid fence would provide.
Well, that's what I was thinking, and that's what I was thinking for the removal. I mean, if you have complete privacy fence, then you are allowing complete privacy for crime as well as for good. So I could see where that would be necessary, and that was why I was asking that. I was kind of curious about that. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to make a question. The color of the chain link fencing?
Yes, it has to be vinyl, has to be green. It can't be just the old standard plain aluminum or steel. It has to have a top rail, and the poles have to have caps.
Thank you.
Any comments from the audience on this issue? Any comments from the audience on this issue? If not, I'll close the public hearing. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Losner?
Yes.
Councilman Porter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garner?
Yes.
Councilman Hodge?
Yes.
Mayor Warren?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 9 is public comments. Do we have any public comments at this time?
Mr. Mayor, while they're walking up, I'd like to request an executive session in the workman's compensation case of Edgar Rivera. It will be scheduled by the clerk.
Thank you. Any public comments at this time? Any public comments? If not, we move on to business from the city manager. Mr. Manager?
Yes, Mayor, I have a couple items. First is, in a follow-up of the email, I want to announce publicly that I approved an emergency purchase with Public Works in regards to repair work on our Zenpro filters. When they got in there, it required some additional work that had not been budgeted initially, and they were there ready to do the work. So we went on and approved the amount of $56,722 for 2 filters and the work that needed to be done. So I wanted to make that announcement. And secondly, we'll be closed Friday, November 10th for the Veterans Day holiday. Garbage and trash collection will remain on regular schedule. So the city's closed Friday, but garbage and trash will be picked up on the regular schedule. And thirdly, the Homestead Police Department, Project SOS, is holding a Thanksgiving food drive to benefit the needy in the community and a lot of the people who are their clients. Canned goods and non-perishable food items are needed. Please drop off these items at Project SOS, and that's the building behind the police department in their parking lot between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. The items will be collected until November 21st. Items can also be picked up. To schedule a pickup or for more information, please call this number, 305-242-5924, and someone at SOS office will give you that information. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vice Mayor?
Thank you. While I'm thinking about it, Kurt, the SOS project for Thanksgiving, the food drive, how many families does that serve, typically? Do we have an idea how many?
I don't have the number right offhand.
How many households we're going to try to,
There were approximately 50, I think, last year. The thing about SOS, they deal with the needy all year and issues with families in the community. So it's a good bet that you know where it's going, or to feed people who are really needy, and it's because they deal with them all year just about. So probably be somewhere around 50.
Just curious, I have an idea churning in my mind, and I wanted to know about how many households we needed to deal with.
It is. It's just under 50. And what Mr. Harvey said is so true, because I've done a little work with SS. They have clients that they work with all year long. It's the same clients. So they know their financial condition. They know exactly the situation. They are basically validated. The situations are validated. And if you're going to give anywhere, there's cases where maybe a young 25-year-old inherited 3 of her sister's children because that sister got in trouble, and she's 25, she's a baby of her own, and now she's got 3 other children. These are real life situations where she's just struggling to make ends meet, or the brother the mother went to jail, so the brother has now taken care of his 2 sisters on his own and trying to go to school and take care of his family, his sisters. So these are real-world examples of what SOS has to deal with. Domestic abuse victims, where the husbands go to jail and these wives are left without some type of sustainable income. So these are real bona fide needs. And what I like about it is it's not just showing up somewhere for a handout. These are people that have been checked out, certified, and basically helped all year long. So it's just under 50 families.
Well, I'm just thinking out loud. I want to begin contacting some of the service organizations in our community that may not have yet identified a project for this year. I know some last year handed out a couple hundred turkeys to nursery workers who were displaced by the hurricane disruption last year. And, that's the reason I need to know a number. I think that we can make a real impact right here in our own community.
That's good.
The only comment I had tonight, Mayor, and I'll address those of you here and those of you who are at home in our billions of worldwide audience. Please vote tomorrow. However you vote, please vote. And I would call upon you that if you see somebody that doesn't have the I voted today sticker on their shirt or their blouse, ask them, well, mine fell off last time, so I got that. Did you go vote? And as I've written and commented so many times, it's not how you vote, it's that the community does vote. Because those in office who will serve our community at, from the commission level to the state representative level, all the way to Washington, D.C., they look at not necessarily how we vote, but equally how many voted. Do we make a difference? Can we make a difference in the next election? And I think tomorrow, as our community has grown dramatically since the last 2-year election cycle, we need to make that statement as a community that we vote and our votes matter. So that's the angle I want to encourage you to go vote. I know it's easy to read news reports and listen to television and radio. On whichever side of the fence you're on, it's easy to be discouraged and disgusted. But a vote is still a vote, and I just want to prevail upon everybody in this community who can and who hasn't already early voted to vote tomorrow.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Councilman Porter.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd first like to apologize to the council because I've got this resolution that I brought up and laid in front of everyone at the last minute, and again, I apologize, but I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention that when we talked about this before with regards to the turnpike on and off ramp on the 328th Street intersection, what has happened is as is proceeded with the Turnpike Authority, they have chosen an alternate, or they are looking at a preferred alternate that we don't currently have any right-of-way, and it drives the cost of the project much more than anyone has the ability to pay. I don't know if we need to read this into the record, Richard, or should we just read it?
I'm just saying the manager doesn't have it. I'm just seeing it for the first time.
Okay, Mr. White, I apologize because I had to bring it up at the last minute. We can push this thing forward a couple of weeks, but again, it's one of those issues where we have, as a community, decided that this is crucial for our for our transportation woes as a reliever for the currently overwhelmed system on Campbell Drive. The problem is the city currently has a right-of-way on the west side of the 328th Street potential intersection. The Alger family has the east side already purchased. What the Turnpike is proposing, one of their proposals is to go on the south side and do a huge loop around, which currently that property is not owned by, is owned by someone, we would ultimately have to purchase, or someone would have to purchase that. That's the way I understand this. And again, I apologize for bringing it up this late. And again, if there's concerns about the verbiage, then we can move this thing out a couple weeks. But it puts us that farther behind and that farther out of the process. Sherry, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Actually, the second alternative that Turnpike is working on, the traffic study shows that most of the traffic is to the east. So to have a free-flow traffic, you're looking at the second alternative, which is a loop on the south side of the roadways, just to...
Well, Mr. Porter, we certainly want to delay this thing. Let's move it forward, and whatever language that the attorneys may have to add to, they can do it, but let's move forward.
I think we can amend it and get it done if you're interested in doing that. It's not much. Not many changes I would make. I would just, they've just failed under the now therefore to say anything. They did all these recitals and then they didn't. So I think it's just that we need to add a paragraph so that, which says that the city of Homestead hereby endorses the construction of the partial interchange at the earliest possible date, something like that. Is that the...
And we want to encourage them to use the existing rights of way that have been purchased. We don't want them to go out and choose a route that we don't have currently available to the city, which could drive it could drive it up by millions of dollars if you have to acquire $900 million property around that intersection.
Okay, so what you want to do is add a third, a new section 2, which says, now therefore be it resolved by the City of Homestead as follows, that the City of Homestead urges the construction of the partial interchange at Southwest 328th Street at the earliest date using existing right-of-way adjacent to the Florida Turnpike. Is that close?
That would be it. Well, we have right-of-way. Go ahead.
Well, the Alders are proposing the parcel on the northwest section of this intersection. So I guess we have to specifically say...
If you need to have it tonight, we can do it. If not, I'll bring it back to the next meeting. If you think it's time sensitive, we just need to take a second and just get the language right. It's up to you, Councilman.
Can we move it forward subject to your...
No, because the problem is there's no...
Right, now therefore be it resolved that...
There's no resolution.
And again, I have to apologize, but this thing is, we have a window of opportunity with the Turnpike Authority. My fear is that they go forward without taking into consideration the years of work that have gone into this to get to this point.
If I could just suggest, if we could go on to another council member's report, if you don't think I would be rude stepping out, I'm sure that Sherry and I could stand out and just step out and write the language and come back to it.
That would be fine. That would be perfect. Thank you. Thank you, man. I apologize again to the council for doing that to you guys. The only other thing, Mayor, that I'd just like to point out, I think we all know that, but November 17, 18, and 19, there is a race championship weekend. It is in town. That is going to be for the residential community somewhat of an inconvenience from the traffic woes. One of the issues that you do need to realize, too, is the races are later in the day than they had been. I think last year was the first year when it went to the night races. So the traffic patterns are going to be heavier in the early mornings and the late afternoons. So if you can kind of work your schedules around that, realizing that they will be a tremendous amount of additional traffic, especially in the east. Actually, it's going to be all over town. The other issue was, Mayor, I had been given, the track is sponsoring, or they're having a walk to raise money for the Victory Junction gang camp. I know you've all seen the advertisements where they take sick children and put them in an environment to kind of boost their morale. But for $25, if you want to participate in this walk, it's going to be held 8:30 Saturday morning at the Speedway on the 7. No, excuse me. You can register on Friday at the Speedway, but it's going to be held on Saturday, is what I understand, Saturday. So if you're interested, it's $25. You can walk if you like to exercise. But it does go to a good cause. And I'll wait for the attorneys to come back with a follow-up, Mayor, and that's really all I had. Thank you, and I apologize again.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. Ms. Wellman?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Did Yvonne leave? Okay. I was just going to talk a little bit about the Greater Miami Visitors and Convention Bureau's annual meeting. I sat as a board of director on that bureau, and at the annual meeting it's always so interesting because they have so much information in Miami about the upcoming year. And this year, I know Mike and Kurt went with us, and Mr. Porter, he showed up there, and Yvonne, and it was just wonderful because it was all about our Super Bowl, which is the race every year. And they were giving the dates of the Super Bowl, the football Super Bowl, and they also secured the 2010 date, I think they said, for Miami. But, we are so very proud that we house the hotels from Fort Lauderdale all the way down to Marathon, during race weekend. And so they're starting to set up and take notice. Yvonne, I introduced her to several people because I've been kind of by myself up there, all this time, and I needed some support from Main Street. And I'm happy to announce to you, Mayor, that we have several hotel chains now that are interested in talking to the manager. So I'm going to share with you their phone numbers, and they're very excited. They were even asking me, do you think we're ready for a convention hotel? I said, yeah, I think we are, but excuse me, it was a very exciting meeting. We ended up being like the last ones to leave, so it was one of those kind of things where we were just talking to everyone. I wanted to give kudos to the Parks and Recs Department for the Boo Bash. It was wonderful. This year we had over 300, didn't we, Kurt? Had over 300 kids, and they were so cute in a little costume, so that was wonderful. But I'll tell you, the city needs to really think about Halloween, because where I live, we had over 1,800 trick-or-treaters in an hour and 20 minutes, and between 5 houses we had 170 pounds of candy, and we were out in an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, it was just something. So the idea of Main Street having some things in Losner Park, or, we've got to start thinking about what we're going to do. It was dangerous. It was very, very dangerous. You couldn't even see. It was just a mass of kids and parents alike. But it frightened me this year, because we really need to start thinking about it. And the Boo Bash is great for the little kids, but we need to start thinking about something for the little older kids, and I'd like for Main Street to keep that in mind for next year, that we need to put that on the agenda. Just wanted to say very quickly that Capri had their grand reopening last week, and it was wonderful. And if you haven't seen it, it's gorgeous. So you need to go down and take a look. It's just a beautiful facility. And I want to also commend SOS for their domestic violence candlelight ceremony that I attend every year. It was absolutely outstanding. More attention needs to be paid to those women, and I commend them for doing so. I'd also like to remind you that our toy drive is going on for the SOS kids. So please, if you come to a council meeting, bring an unwrapped new toy, and we'll have a box back there like we always do for you to drop off. And you can drop off your toys anytime, so that would be appreciated. And I want to say a big thank you to the community for the Little Angel Halloween party. I was worn out. There was probably at one time about 350 people there. I mean, it was amazing. We had it at the Champions Club. We rented that facility, and it was beautiful, and the community all came out, and the restaurants came out and donated food. So I want to say a big thank you for that, for the Little Angels. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Wallman. And while we're on Ms. Wallman agenda, I would like to recognize that on October 31st, Judy celebrated her birthday. So let's say happy birthday to Ms. Waldman. It was a full moon in the villages of Homestead.
I get a new broom every year, whether I need one or not. I bet I do.
Is Ms. Garner next? Councilwoman Bell?
Keep it up, Mary, just keep it up. I attended the Marine Corps Ball this past weekend, and it was the Marine Corps Anniversary Ball, and it was absolutely beautiful. Y'all missed a great, great event. Boy, it was just the Marine Corps Ball is quite different than the Air Force Ball. That's really a fun event, but this is a bit more pomp and circumstance, but it was a really nice event. Again, the Capri reopening was amazing. Both Steve and I went to Les Jardins and did the little scarecrow judging contest. Each room had a little scarecrow design and a theme, different book themes, and we were the judges over there. Also, I did my work day in Parks and Recreation, and it was an amazing day. We drove to every single park. We took a look at all the plans for all the park renovations, and the Parks and Recreation Department, you guys are top-notch staff. Professional, very, very professional staff, and I was very, very, very impressed, and stay tuned for my article. I am just beginning the article. I'm in the process of writing it. I hope you all read my article from last month on my day in the police department. I know I've already been called about how amusing the opening was, and I thought, what's so amusing about it? And it was, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the councilwoman comes for you? That was the start of it. So next will be my day in Parks and Recreation, so I'll have to top that. But it really was very, very impressive, and I really am enjoying the work days, the once-a-month work days with a different department. And I plan on visiting every single department. I apologize. I plan on visiting with every single department in the city of Homestead to learn how it works from the inside out, to really, really understand the inner workings of every single department. And I'm pleased to come and report back to you. And I wanted to state about voting. In 1776, it was one vote that gave the United States the English language instead of German. So you could all be speaking German if it wasn't for one vote. It was one vote that gave Adolf Hitler the majority. It was one vote that gave that made Tennessee the 35th state in 1926 to ratify a woman's right to vote. Women up to that point did not have the right to vote, and it was one vote in the state of Tennessee that gave women that right. And I say all that to say your vote counts. Every vote counts. One vote matters. And so I really want to encourage every one of you to get out and vote. And as the Vice Mayor said, look for those stickers and ask them. And one other thing you need to do, moms, dads, take your kids to the polls with you. Have them walk in there and have them see you vote, and make it very, very exciting for them as well. And I know tomorrow is the day off of school, which does make it hard for the moms that want to work the polls, but you can take the kids into the polling place with you. They really do need to see that you are exercising your civic responsibility, your civic duty. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Bell. Councilman Garner?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I heard your last council meeting was the shortest in history, and I'm sorry I missed it, but I'm not real sorry because I got to fly in an F-16, and it was the most incredible experience in my life. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone at the base, because, I went over there on Sunday for 4 hours of training, and the guys, they put up with me the whole time. George over there took an hour fitting me in my flight suit, and Pete, who happens to live over in Northgate, hey Pete, he explained to me everything that is strapped to your behind in that jet, and they have it spread out on a wall, and you could survive for 2 weeks. So I really wasn't scared the whole time, because I was thinking, if we crash, I'll be okay. I know how to eject, I know how to egress, and I can live for 2 weeks. So that would really be a story to tell the grandkids. But he calmed me down. He did such a good job that I was, I thought I really could handle it if anything were to happen. But of course, Colonel Falcon took me on my flight, so I had nothing to worry about. He treated me so good. Explaining everything as we went down the runway, when we took off. He told me everything we were doing. We did barrel rolls, and being upside down was the neatest thing in the world. I had him flying upside down for a while, and he said, "You sure you're not going to get sick?" I said, "No, don't pull the G's, but we can go upside down." But I have to say, that was the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. it was just incredible. And I have lots of pictures. If anybody wants to come see them, I'll have them plastered all over my office pretty soon. So thanks again to Colonel Falcon and everyone at the base. Other than that, the Mayor's Youth Council will be having their Citizens Academy tomorrow. Thank you to Patty and all the staff for helping us prepare that. And don't forget the Veterans Day Parade this Saturday. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Let's go back to Mr. Porter. We ready for the...
What we'd like to do is have a new Section 2 to this resolution. In Section 2 would become Section 3. Section 2 would read, the City Council urges the construction of the partial interchange at Southwest 328th Street using right-of-way to be dedicated on the northwest side of the Turnpike.
Good. And that resolution also by Mr. Porter, right?
I'm getting my bearings. Yes.
I'll second it.
Yes.
Offered by Mr. Porter, second by Councilwoman Bell. Any questions? All in favor?
Mr. Mayor, you know what I neglected to do? Let me just read the title quickly into the record. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, in support of the construction of a partial interchange of the Florida Turnpike at Southwest 328th Street, providing an effective date.
Thank you, Richard. It's moved by Mr. Porter, second by Councilwoman Bell. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Councilman Hodge?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Be real brief. Just wanted to remind the community that there will be a home buyer education class at the Piker Williams Center on Saturday, November the 18th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I have a flyer here that says, join us, NHS Homeownership Training and Counselors. They'll be instructing residents on how to become a first-time home buyer. They'll be talking about home maintenance, what is a mortgage loan, budgeting, credit repair, subsidy programs, and how to find a real estate agent, and much more. Again, it's going to be at the Piker Williams Center, which is 951 Southwest 4th Street, Homestead, Florida, 33030. And if you must RSVP, and that number is 305-751-5511. And I'll repeat it one time because I know I do numbers real fast. 305-751-5511. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Under my business is the appointment to the Mayor's Youth Council. Kerry Wilson, Furman Guerrero, Fernando Juarez, and Mara Velasquez. Moved by Councilwoman Garner, second by Councilman Hodge. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Appointment to the Education Committee, Christine Remen. Moved by Councilwoman Garner, second by Mr. Hart. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And what I'd like to do is to express my appreciation to Lillian in Public Affairs for the very good job she's done in getting information out to the community about get out to vote tomorrow. And certainly to encourage our citizens to take a very close look at those charter amendments and vote their conscience. So thank you so very much. I know about 2 or 3 different mailings went out, and I think the key thing there was encouraging people to vote in the city of Homestead. That's the important thing. Exercise your right to vote. Get out and vote. Make your vote count tomorrow. We appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming out this evening.